Okay, kiddos, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be in this great, big, beautiful planet we call Earth. But in my case, I call it Earth School or the Big Blue Azkaban. Hi again. I'm your host, Missy K. Clarke, and this is the Storyteller Gone Rogue podcast. Thank you for finding me on YouTube. I'm probably going to dip my toes in Instagram. I kind of hate being all over social, but being that now you gotta, oh, Lord almighty. Anyway, tonight's episode, clearing my throat and not necessarily, not necessarily, doing anything off the cuff. It's a Friday night, hey, let's just let loose, let's chill. In my case, it's Friday evening, Eastern time. So let's have fun. And we're going to have a little fun with running commentary of David Nino Rodriguez's latest episode from YouTube. You can follow him on ninoscorner.tv. And I'm going to give him a shout out on my channel as well. So, Nino, love you, honey. I can kind of do a little bit without of the live in the apocalypse, folks. Yeah. Maybe it's a female thing. I don't know. I can kind of do without that. But on the whole, you're a sweet guy. I love you. And I hope you don't mind this particular running commentary because, like I said, I love current events, always have. And combining current events with synchronicity and the cosmos and woo-woo, oh, brother, that makes for a hell of a roller coaster ride. So without further ado, let's get on David Nino Rodriguez, and we shall see what we shall see. Shall we? We shall. In 3, 2, 1.
Because the reception was terrible and it was glitching, and I was like, Juan, let's just do this another day. Danny Brinkley's coming on.
Cool dude.
Brinkley is also coming on ninoscorner.tv. I have a lot of awesome guests on ninoscorner.tv, folks. If you're not, cancel your Netflix. Do something for yourself. Cancel Netflix and come to ninoscorner.tv, where you fucking learn something. It's the underbelly. It's the one-stop shop for everything deep state. One-stop shop for everything deep state. So you don't have to keep scouring the internet and looking for this video, looking for that video. Go to one place. Binge watch ninoscorner.tv. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Yeah! The shit show. Behold a pale horse. Behold a pale horse.
I was hoping I had skipped that part, but oh, for the love of God. Oh, man, Nino, could you just not? Oh, I guess I'm going to be majority ruled and ruled over and overruled, but oh, for the love. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you who love it, ignore me. And for those of you who don't love it, yeah, you're in my corner. I can relate. You can relate. Thank you. Carry on.
The script they're following, I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced of it now. And if Trump isn't worried, if you watch Trump at his rallies, he's not worried. He's trolling them. He's trolling the deep state. He's antagonizing them. He's being condescending. He's making a mockery of them. Let me tell you, folks, do you think it makes sense that some businessman out of New York just decided to run for president?
True.
I'm going to run for president and
True.
I'm going to troll the deep state.
True.
I think I'm going to take on the globalists.
True.
Does that make sense to you?
True.
Is he that crazy?
Yes.
Is he that fucking crazy? I think not.
Oh, he's crazy at one point. Having done it in the first place.
I think not. You got to have protection. In order to have balls this big, you got to know what the fuck you're doing.
Pretty much.
That man doesn't go into anything without a plan. There's a reason he's a billionaire. I believe he was handpicked, and there's firewalls that probably he's not even in. Think about it logically, folks. Don't let this scare you. Don't let this scare you. It's gonna go black. It's gonna get dark. It's gonna get black. It's gonna get dark. All hope is gone.
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I read my cards to you and do my cards with you and everything else. Yes, it's going to get black. It's going to get dark. It's going to get insane. It's going to get stupid. Okay? However, the cards don't lie. The universe doesn't lie. And if it's going to get this dark, and if it's going to get this bleak, and if it's going to get this intense, part of you are going to be ready for it. Another part of you will not be. The part of you that is not, lean the fuck into that shit as much as you can. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting. It's going to suck upon suck upon suck. Think of it this way. That is your old you shedding off all of that crap that's been put on you, not weeks, not hours, not even days, not even months, not even years. Try generations. Try eons. Okay? And as they say in general, we are on the taily end of a 500,000 year cycle. So anybody within the sound of my voice hearing this particular podcast today, June 24, 2022, praise God, Roe was overturned. Praise you, Jesus. You know what? You were supposed to be here. You were supposed to be here. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. And just deal with it. And yeah. So here you are. So don't be afraid of the dark. Like I said in my first uploaded video, do not be afraid of the dark. There's a lot for you to learn from it. And the reason why, now I'm not going to get off on that tangent. But anyway, learn from the dark, embrace that suck. It's there anyway. And once you face that damn thing down, nothing can touch you. And I'm going to jump back on this on the commentary right quick. Think about this for a moment, kids. Think about this for a moment. Jesus had to go through hell. Jesus walked through hell. Don't you think that dude was just as scared and as you and me would be walking through hell? That he was both human and the creator, the perfect divine creator simultaneously? His human side was probably flipping the sweet fuck out. I know I would. Okay? And having seen demons, another topic for another time. Yeah. So, embrace the dark. Embrace the suck. Christ did it for you, whether or not you want to believe in that particular philosophy. I don't care. The point is he did it. If he did it, you can do it. Back to Nino. Let me find the note information first. Oh, I hate these phones. You get on these phones and you hit one screen, you hit another screen, it's like, ugh. Back to Nino.
All hope is gone.
No, it ain't.
Where do I put my faith? Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
That's where I put my faith. Maybe
Absolutely.
you are different, I'm sure, but for me, Jesus Christ.
All day.
I pray to God. I follow God. God is like a whisper.
You got that right.
God is like the compass you need to direct your path, to navigate appropriately. It's a very faint voice that you have to listen to in your gut. That's God. Unless you're like me. And then he slapped you off the big white horse you were riding. Bing! He had to get my attention a whole different way. It's another story for another day. All right, folks. Behold a pale horse. This shit show will backfire. And I mean it. And my glasses are fogging up again. So, like I said, it's going to be the darkest before dawn is coming. This has to play its course. They're probably going to indict him. They're probably going to arrest him. I'm sure all of you have thought this as well. But the enemy is within the gates, and they're doing what they can to stop the momentum. They have to stop the momentum by any means necessary, folks.
They're not getting away with it.
Basically, war has been declared upon humanity. Let's just get real. All of us are on trial now.
Yep.
All of us.
Yep.
You're a patriot. You voted a certain way. They're coming after you. And me.
All of us. Drop in real quick. They're waging war on humanity. Y'all need to get your behinds out there. Get the audiobook. Get the whatever. Listen to the book being read to you. Read the books yourselves. Whatever. Heinlein. Heinlein. Winningest Hugo Award for science fiction fantasy writing ever. the equivalency of Agatha Christie winning, her being the best-selling mystery writer of all time. Okay, have spacesuit will travel. Not going to give the book of the ending away, but when you have a council basically looking to try to pass judgment on a simple 16, 17-year-old kid for something that he didn't do, even though the rest of humanity did, that man was on to something. That man was all the way on to something. You can't write that intense and be that winningest Hugo Award author if you didn't know what the fuck you were doing someplace now, right? So, there you go. What he's talking about here, Heinlein wrote about in the 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s. Look it up, kids. Look it up, my darlings. Look it up. Back to Nino.
Me, all of us. I'm simply a journalist trying to find out what the fuck is going on. That's my job. That's what I'm trying to do. So if they arrest Trump, that is going to represent to them the death of a movement. Stop all momentum. Stop all momentum. And believe me, folks, they're going to try.
Hold on. If they decide they're going to try to arrest Trump, first of all, that's not going to happen because they know, as much as we know, their asses have lost. Number one. Number two, yeah. They're trying to breathe in airless space, in other words, and insisting that they can, when clearly they can't. But you know something? Oh, well. Oh, well. First of all, if they go and arrest Trump, well, first, they arrest Christ. Did Christianity stop, or did we wouldn't have had Christianity if the 12 disciples didn't do what they did after Christ's crucifixion and burial, death, and resurrection. Point is, Christ was not only resurrected and he didn't walk with the disciples again. However, do we not have Christianity today? Do we not have the Christian faith today? We sure do. How many billions of people around the world believe in Jesus Christ? Right? Okay then. So, arresting Trump, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. It didn't work with Christ. What the sweet meat would you think? If it didn't work with Christ, why do you think it would work with Trump? Yeah, exactly. Look at your wall. Any wall, anywhere you're within the sound of my voice. Now expect it to sprout a nose, an eye, a nose, a couple of eyes, a pair of lips, and look at it, expecting it to talk to you. Yeah, that's called insanity. Carrying on.
They're going to try. I expect it to happen. That's just my thoughts. That's my opinion. I foresee this happening. Now, I could be wrong. Nothing may happen. I don't know. But I don't know what you all think. I mean, thumbs up. Do you think he's going to get arrested? Because I do. I think it's going to go that way. Because they have to do it. They have to they're trying to drive the nail into the coffin, okay? It won't work. It's going to...
It's only going to drive the nail in their coffin, bro.
What they want you to feel like, here's what they want you to feel. Here's what they want you to feel. Behold a pale horse, folks. And I looked, and behold a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. I'm convinced this is what they're following, okay? Mm-hmm. But it's gonna...
Yep.
Okay, and this is why. Because we've already awakened. We've already made that shift. At least my audience has, okay? We're kind of like, old consciousness, new consciousness. Old consciousness, new consciousness. That's all I'm bringing forward here. So, they're not covering the BLM riots. That's okay. You can burn and loot buildings. That's fine. They're not covering the burning down.
Oh, yeah. BLM. Don't even get... Oh, I got a fucking bone to pick with those. Oh, you know what? Bone? I got a whole herd of cattle worth of bone. A herd of cattle, 1 million strong bone to pick with those people. How come that so-called bike group and now, Peloton is losing money? Guess what bit you in the ass, Peloton fools? I used to subscribe to them. I used to have the bike. Beautiful customer service. Till they decided to yank the rug out from under my world when they said, oh yes, we need to stand in solidarity for Black Lives Matter in December of 2020, talking about we're giving a portion of our subscribers proceeds to their movement. Didn't ask my permission. Didn't ask if I wanted to opt out. No. At $44 a month, a drop. Yeah. Okay. Boy, was I. Yeah. Did I let them have it, or did I let them have it? Boy, I let them have it. Anyway, 3-something years later, what they didn't bank on was COVID coming to an end. Thank you God for that. And as such, who wants to stay home and buy a pricey stationary bike anymore? Nobody. Me? I couldn't sell it. I couldn't donate it. I couldn't give it away. So, guess what ended up happening to it? I left it exactly where my final rental was. And my last rental was. And I'm like, you know what? The hell with it. Money is just a tool. Like anything else, you can't take it with you. And did I cry over that amount of money lost on it? A little bit, maybe like 15%. And I was trying to recoup my costs. Nope. But that's okay. That's okay. Because, you know something? I might have lost a couple of grand. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, they've lost millions and lost trust and credibility. And trust, credibility, never mind profits and millions. All because they decided they were going to bow to the money leader of BLM. Who, by the way, they made a lot of money in proceeds and what have you. So how come she bought herself a $6 million house in Topanga Canyon that you and I and everybody else that were wrangled into donating vis-a-vis indirectly through companies and charities supposedly and all that? Anyway, yeah, you and I will never see the inside of that house, but go check out Candace Owens. Yes, ma'am. Go check out my girl Candace Owens. She wants an interview with the chick who bought that house in Topanga Canyon. Her name is Patrice Cullars. Cullars. And she was in her house live streaming. Oh my God, I'm being threatened. She's telling me that I'm going to, I had to answer the door. And I don't know why I can't be empowered. And some crocodile tears crap. I mean, she genuinely believed all her pain. But then when you saw Candace Owens, what threat? It's just a nice black lady sitting out in her car, with her baby asleep in the back seat. What riot? What threat? Yeah, you couldn't get more polar opposite. Anyway, go find it, look it up. Candace, Candace Owens, and Patrice Cullars, Cullars, and go figure out how come she got a $6 million home in Topanga, no, $10 million home in Topanga Canyon that you and I will never set foot in. Back to Nino.
The burning down buildings, the looting of Antifa. That's okay. That's good. You guys can.
And that's why Peloton is now getting it bitten in the ass, because they donated money to other people that they completely opted out of. Here's another point. Roe v. Wade was completely overturned today. How come they didn't donate money to the pro-life causes? How come they didn't donate money to foster kids? How come they didn't donate money to all them other charities out there? Why specifically BLM? Tell me that, ladies and gentlemen. Why the whole hell would it be specifically BLM? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no answer. No answer. I might be talking into the ether over here. I don't really care. But the point being, well, I'm talking to you guys, but you know what I'm saying. But, yeah. Why not the pro-life causes? Why not the kids who need good homes? Why not to women who are having trouble getting pregnant and giving them like a $50,000 donation to offset their IVF costs? The good things, planting trees, building schools, building new homes for other people that are low or no income and needing opportunity, fixing things, the roads, where you live. What do you want to bet? Whomever I'm talking to out here in this audience, dig this. Are your roads still under construction or haven't been for a long time? Yeah, that money could have gone over there. Or even so, could have given to you. Hey, here, you need $50,000 here. Should have it. No question. Have it? Yeah. But no, of course not. And now, turn around and bit Peloton in its nice, big, wet, juicy, sweet ass. And you know something? I'm happy. Back to Nino. I'm happy, happy, joy, joy. Back to Nino, joy, joy. Back to Nino, joy, joy. Back to Nino,
That's
joy,
good. You guys
joy.
can do that. We understand your pain. You guys are allowed to rape, pillage, and burn.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to lock everybody up that voted for Trump or anybody that's part of the J6. Okay? Those people are wrong. You're right. You want to burn buildings for BLM? For Antifa? Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Steal a bike from Peloton? Go ahead.
So, when I say bank robbery, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. When I say the bank robbery that happened a couple years ago, the bank robbery that happened, thank you very much. Anybody get into my super chat? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. My Venmo is D-Rod 1977 and my super chat too. I'm very surprised I have it working. So the bank robbery, so what they're doing is, yeah, we robbed the bank. We robbed the bank. And you all know we robbed the bank, but we're going to try our hardest to make it look like you guys are just seeing things. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
The old adage of, ladies and gentlemen, you come home early from lunch, surprise the significant other with whatever, and you open your bedroom door and you hear strange noises or whatever. You're like, wait a minute. And you see your significant other completely got balls deep into his, whichever, and going about at it, going at his choice, got, the individual's got the legs literally around their ears. And he's balls deep within this individual, man or woman, or in this case, a blow-up doll. And you're like, what? Honey, what are you doing? Oh, Lord, yank out so quick, giving the individual, cooch burn, or pops the blow-up doll. Anyway, he jumps off whatever he was on and says, "Oh no, honey, it's not what you think." And you know what, baby? What are you gonna believe, me or your eyes? How many of you in this audience, baby dolls, have had that told to you? Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Mine is up. Mine is up. I'm like, you know what? Get out of here with that shit. Bye-bye. 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 Especially if you got an individual that's into blow-up dolls. Okay? So, and that's another topic for a whole nother time. All right, kids? So, let's get back to Nino before this thing gets crazier than it should.
It's like I said this in the last show. You robbed the bank. They robbed the bank. We saw it. We're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Right.
Cops come, and then they're the same people who robbed the bank, and we're going, you robbed the bank. Oh, no, not me. No, not me. You're seeing things. You're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. That's what they're doing. And now, the target once again, like I said, folks, you think this guy's doing it for his health? You think this guy's doing this for his health?
Nope.
Because being a billionaire, you can do a lot of things. Golf, ride your yacht, not give a fuck.
Nope.
This man's putting his ass on the line.
Yep.
For all of us, for Americans. So ABC propaganda. So here's some ABC propaganda, folks. And I gotta wonder on this poll, who they poll? Okay. 6 in 10 Americans say Trump should be charged for the J6 riot.
Who did? Wait. Let's stop all this with this poll shit. Because the media back in the day, and I'm old enough to remember this, kids. Listen. So-and-so said during this poll, many, according to a survey of 840 Americans polled, according to a survey of 1,280 people polled, hands in the air, whoever got reached out, Not me. Hands in the air if you've never been reached out to. Not me. Both hands are in my air like I'm being held up. Never once was I ever polled. I was in mainstream journalism. They made up a lot of numbers, kiddos. They made up a lot of numbers. Okay? And what makes you think that they weren't going to bullshit you about them poll numbers now? Look at inflation, for instance, and all those reports you're reading. Oh, inflation's only increased 8%. Oh, my dick, it did. Have you seen what's out there? You seen gas prices lately? You seen milk prices jumping up 20%? And let's not even get in the rents, kiddo. Let's not even talk about rents. In long-term, temporary, where I'm going right now, $2,200 a month. But that's including, housekeeping, internet, cable, the room itself, water, sewer, trash, and ice access and free towels. I mean, technically, quote unquote, free, but it's still a lot of money out of pocket. Not going to bullshit you. So yeah, all these polls popping out. 1,472 Americans say. And think about those numbers, for instance. How do you come up with numbers like that, number one, number two? How come they never poll people greater than 5,000? It's always like 1,400, 1,600, 1,800, 900 in the area, ballpark, 1,200, that kind of thing. And when you go deeper into the poll, they only poll the people likely to vote for the opponents rather than vote for the one that was being questioned. In other words, to make the story more beefier and more meatier and more juicier. Yeah, I know all the tricks of the journalism trade. Ask me sometime. Back to Nino.
With the first full week of hearings for the House, and this, folks, it's bullshit.
Yep.
Do you know anybody? Because I don't.
I don't.
I don't know any.
I never even got polled.
Even the liberals aren't even paying attention to this. They're not even watching this.
Nope.
But they got to put these fake polls out there.
Yeah, this is regarding the January 6th hearings that are going on right now. And I don't know if it's being wrapped up because he might have done this broadcast either yesterday or Monday of this past week. The week of June 24th, Friday. Going on now, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So, the happy day that two things came down to the Supreme Court. Concealed carry was banned in New York State of all from where the land of Svachim and Svachim Jr. ruled. Banned concealed carry, which kept which meant that the cops can, people can carry it on their person if they're legal and they can carry it. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. In other words, they have the right to conceal carry in far blue New York State, where I was originally born and raised, kiddos. And then today, Roe being overturned. In my birthday month, too. Yes, Lord. I am a Gemini through and through. In my birthday month, too, kiddos. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. In my birthday month. Could not have... And my guides told me, you're going to love what's coming down the pike. I'm like, I better. Oh, yeah. Y'all called it. Y'all fucking called it. Y'all motherfucking called it. I love it. Yep. Back to Nino, y'all. Because you know what? Yeah. I don't know a soul who's ever touched out to that poll about January 6th. Nobody ever reached out to me. So you know those numbers are complete crocs of shit. All the way. Crocs of shit. Back to Rodriguez. Come on.
Out there. 6 in 10 Americans believe former President Donald Trump should be charged for his role in the according to ABC. Fake news. Fake fucking news.
According to ABC? Yeah. Owned by pedophilic Disney? Oh, yeah, all right. Okay. Don't get me going on that. Oh, don't get me going on that. I already interrupted enough.
So, folks, they will go to the depths of hell to get the desired result they want.
Precisely.
They will go to the depths of hell
Precisely.
to convince you, which we're not convinced.
Precisely.
Can't convince you.
Nope.
And they will go through hell to convince you
Just when I thought I could like Charlie Sheen too.
They want to kill the morale of the people.
Yep.
That's their objective.
No, you don't protest what the women in your life are doing. Bye, bitch.
That's our guy.
That's just disgusting. I want no part of it.
Well, oh well.
Yep.
I'm telling you, this is gonna fucking backfire.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna backfire.
Mm-hmm.
Because the love for him is just gonna grow, and people are just gonna get really. They're gonna grow roots and go to town.
Yep.
They're gonna say, you know what? Fuck this.
Yep.
You're just gonna inspire more people.
Yep.
That's all that's gonna happen.
Yep.
But just saying, that's how I see this going down. The right-wing radio host. Okay, so listen to this. So Trump in shackles. This will be the gut punch. Trump asked if he expects to be taken out of Mar-a-Lago in shackles. So he was asked this. A right-wing radio host complained to Donald Trump about the J6 committee and speculated to Mr. Trump that Democrats will...
Real quick, and I will make this quick, honest. Wayne Allen Root, to me, has always been a coattail jumper on her. He helped start the libertarian movement, which is great. But I always sensed something about him that, I don't know, screamed of like alarmist or opportunist or however you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just, and then you break down and then I just don't trust the guy that spells Allen with a Y. Okay? And like, that's like spelling Logan with a Y. You just don't do it. I mean, no. I mean, Jordan, okay, works with a Y, but never mind. Anyway, when you break down the initials of this guy's name, you got War. Then, whoever's reporting on Wayne Allen Root, why do they got to call it right-winger? Whenever you talk about people like Joy Behar or Joy Reid from NSLSD or Don Limon on CNN, the Cartoon News Network, and and any other Keith Obersnot from also MSLSD, how come newspapers never call them? They say MSNBC host Keith Olbermann or CNN host Don Lemon or CNN host Brian Stelter. No, never call him left wing, never call him leftist, but no, right winger, late great host Rush Limbaugh, right winger Wayne Allen Root. That's another trick of the trade in journalism, folks. They use particular word pitches and placement to get you to think a particular way without even knowing you thought that particular way. Next time, pay attention. Back to Nino.
Democrats wanted to see the ex-president in prison. Wayne Allen Root made the remark to Mr. Trump in an interview with the ex-president for a syndicated radio show, the Wayne Allen Root Show. His complaints centered around the recent arrest and indictment of Peter Navarro, Donald Trump's ex-trade advisor, for contempt of Congress. When they arrest Peter Navarro, who's next? You, Mr. Root, said it? Are they going to try and take you out of
Nothing will happen, Navarro.
This
Nothing.
is insanity. Mr. Trump did not react to the imagery of him in shackles, the same thing he said should happen to Hillary Clinton in 2016. Notice how all the shit Hillary Clinton has done, all of it.
Yep.
Nothing's happened. I don't know what's going on with the Durham report. I don't know. I'm going to look more into that. I'm going to get back to you guys on that. I got to talk to Juan about it. But look, the people that should be in jail.
Thank you.
Going.
Thank you.
At least as far as I know.
Thank you.
If you ask Wayne Jett thinks they're all being hung somewhere. Okay, I don't know. I don't agree with it. That my personal view on this is I don't see that. But what I could be wrong.
You are wrong.
I could be wrong.
You are absolutely wrong.
But folks, if you're looking at Trump and he's not worried, that's a good fucking sign. His last rally, he was trolling them harder than ever before. And this guy might get arrested.
Here's the thing. Let me clear the air about real raw news. Okay? Rodriguez, you're straight up wrong. I don't care who you're listening to. I don't care what you believe. You are wrong. Okay? Here's why. One, they only said they were a parody site because of the information that they were receiving. They didn't want to get the slings and the arrows from the deep state assholes. So they had to call themselves satirical to take the heat off them. Or put another way, when you do something titillating or giggly or what you shouldn't be doing, you always make it fun and you always laugh to make it easier to go down. Like, you know, when they sung that, I think in Mary Poppins, spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, medicine go down, medicine go down. You get the idea, right? So that's why they had to put the site that way. Number one. Number two, David Zublick, Dark Outpost. Oh, love that show. Y'all, he had an exclusive, airtight proof that he had corroborated and sourced and confirmed to be true. Hillary Rodham Clinton died twice. First on September 11 of 2016. Lord have mercy, that was wonderful to know. And the actual Hillary Clinton died twice. The report is on David Zublick's darkoutpost.tv. Subscribe to his channel. You'll get subscribe to Dark Outpost TV for $30 a year. You'll get the full detail. And it is proof, airtight, positive. She's dead. The original died. And how? Of kudzu. Okay? So the first Hillary Clinton died. She died. But there was no first Hillary Clinton. She was revived that same day. And there are pictures all over the internet of her in a back brace and wearing this big ass coat while she's campaigning in a hot New York summer August day, wearing a thick ass coat that big. Aren't you sweating like crazy? Yeah. She was wearing a blood circulating device, but it looked like she was wearing a tight truss of a back brace. September 11th, she first died. She's been revived and rejuvenated enough and long enough where once the effects started wearing off and there's only so much of the kudzu you can fight back until all your attempts to fight it back are pointless and powerless and it overtakes you. That's what happened here. So I can show you the link. I'm going to put it in the show notes. Challenge Rodriguez. You already got his information according to his Venmo. And, yeah, it's confirmed. She's dead. Died New Year's Eve, 2/18. Couldn't have happened to a nicer cunt. Could not have happened to a dirtier, disgusting witch. And from what I understand, she went kicking and screaming. And guess who was there? Mr. T. Another Gemini. Got to see her swing. Not that I'm celebrating death. I'm not. Okay? But there are some people who can talk about, oh, you can't talk bad about the dead. Oh, I can talk bad about this shit. After what she done did to kids and children go look up her defending a dude who raped a 12-year-old girl in 1975 and got his charges all but acquitted. All but dismissed. The little girl was named Kathy. She was raped so bad by this Spanish guy that was working on the roof of their family's home that she could no longer have children. 12 years old. Made her barren. Hillary represented the guy who raped the girl, and Hillary had the whole nerve to say, well, maybe she enticed him. Oh, okay. Yeah, and you want to convince me that she ain't dead? No, God took care of that shit long time ago. Yeah, that bitch is burning right now. And I'm happy to report that she is. And you know something? None of y'all ever heard this? Darlings, I am thrilled to be the woman to tell you first. Back at you, Nino.
Guy might get arrested? Really? Really?
That bitch is dead.
Because he sees the bigger picture.
Yep.
He understands. Right now, my dogs are humping. Axel is going to town on Socks.
I have a cat named Socks.
That was disturbing to even look at. All right, guys, let's calm down over there. All right, so as all this is happening,
No. Oh, man, I rewound it by accident. But you know what? I would not sincerely, so some parts are going to end up overhearing again. Or hearing again, I don't know where. I accidentally started it over. So you might be hearing parts of this where if you do, and if it's a repeat, don't be surprised if you hear a jump cut in the edit. So my apologies on that. I accidentally hit this from the beginning. We already heard the beginning. So my apologies. Anyhow, if it happens to repeat itself, I'll let it run through. I'll pause the tape, pick up from where I left off. Deal? Deal. Good? Good. Anyway, yeah, I got a cat named Socks. He's got a dog named Socks. I have a cat named Oscar. He's got a dog named Axel. Yeah, Oscar is always trying to mount his sister Socks. And since I happen to be hotel living at the moment, and then have very little to do, yeah, all right, well, just Socks, you hold your own. Oscar, do what you can. Leave me out of it. They have nothing else to do anyway, right? Which, surprisingly, and it might be a little TMI to you, but I come to find out, New York City had a massive blackout in September of '65. Guess who was born in June of '66? Yeah, you do the math. All right, back to Nino.
Rochester, an abortion rights protester camped out. An abortion rights protester camped out in front of the courthouse since the beginning of June. The fencing is a sign of how out of touch the justices, or at least the 6 conservative ones, are with the public sentiment. They are trying to insulate themselves from the effects of their actions. Why else would you put a fence up? Roger Satter's asked.
Oh, this is new.
Roger
Okay.
Satter was arrested.
Yep.
Roger was arrested on June 6th for locking himself to the fence.
On my daughter's birthday.
And spent a night in jail.
Oh!
I would have left him there.
Yep.
Look what he's doing to himself. I would have left him there.
Yep.
Leave him there. To me, it sends a message that they are weak. They are afraid. They are isolated. Roger sat on the fence.
Leave his butt there.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I hear you, Nino.
People are losing their minds. I've lost mine. I admit it. I've lost my mind. Who hasn't during this time? The
Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm right there with you, boo-boo.
The apocalypse.
But maybe that's a good thing. We all need a reset every once in a while, don't you think?
I don't believe the person writing Real Raw News thinks we are a joke to believe whatever he probably. I don't believe it. That's me. Liberal Justice Sotomayor says the U.S. Supreme Court mistakes can be fixed. So, Liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor said on Thursday the Supreme Court's mistakes in high-profile cases can be corrected over time, as she adopted a positive tone ahead of a decision in which its conservative majority is expected to curtail abortion rights. Sotomayor, speaking in Washington at the annual meeting of a liberal legal group, did not directly address last month's publication of a leaked draft opinion in the abortion case or any of the court's other current cases. But Sotomayor said she believes the court can help people regain the public's confidence in government institutions. I have no confidence in government institutions.
Absolutely not. Yep.
Just like my audience.
Yep.
We have zero.
Nope.
You fucking break. The
Yep.
enemy's within the gates, folks.
Yep.
The enemy is here. They're in the gates. And they declared war on you.
You better not trust government institutions. 2 reasons. How many of you in my audience have people on Social Security for one reason or another? Disability, family member died, you were disabled, whatever. Okay? You were disabled by birth or by a job accident or just a great, unfortunate situation, or you got it because a family member was related to you, and it took you forever to get your benefits, right? And then after that, you would get an X amount per month. Or worse, go to the VA. See if you can get care. I got a girlfriend living in Arizona whose husband passed, and she's the wife of a military man. They were ready to throw her out the front door with, both hands, one in the seat of the pants, one by the back of the neck. She like, no. I was married to this man. You're going to give me what you owe me. And she had to fight, kicking and screaming, yelling and hollering, all kinds of shit, just to get her benefits. VA did my uncle, may God rest his soul, dirty as well. They did him wrong. They more or less all but told him, you only have chemo and radiation, and no, we have no homeopathic, no organic therapies to take care of you. No, you take what we give you, or you just go home and die. And of course he didn't want to do that. They only gave him the chemo radiation option. That was it. So tell me again how government programs work for you. And excuse me, that's what the late Milton Friedman, God rest his soul, always said. Yeah, the quickest way to make a program permanent for the government, call it a temporary program. Exactly. Ronald Reagan, 8 most dangerous words in the English language. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Carry on, Nino. Carry on.
Another suicide, a Clinton suicide, folks. Another Clinton suicide.
Yeah, right.
The presidential advisor who introduced Epstein to Clinton found dead by hanging.
Yeah.
With a gunshot wound to the chest. And they're going to call that suicide.
Oh, sure. So he hung himself.
The guy fucking hangs him. How do you do this? I want to know how he...
How do you hang yourself and then shoot yourself in the chest?
So he's hanging and he's like, oh, this ain't working. Let me grab the gun.
Okay.
How does this even happen? How do you shoot yourself in the chest
while you're hanging yourself? Yes.
Suicide. So Mark Middleton, the presidential advisor who introduced Bill Clinton to Jeffrey Epstein, was found dead by hanging by a cheap extension cord. Oh, that, yeah. Okay, a cheap extension cord and a gunshot wound to the chest. His death was ruled a suicide. Do you see how everyone works together with them, this evil? But you got to think, folks, if the White Hats weren't making moves, let me bring this on. If the White Hats weren't making moves, they wouldn't be busy suiciding people.
True. True.
Someone, a group is breathing down their ass. Down their neck. Down their ass. Down their ass.
Up their ass, down their neck. Oh my God, guys. Ugh.
And a friend of mine sent me the Wikipedia Clinton body count conspiracy. The conspiracy. Mm-hmm. So the Clinton body count is a conspiracy theory asserted that former U.S. President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton have had people assassinated, totaling as many as 50 or more. Many parts of it have been advanced by Newsmax publisher Christopher Ruddy, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, and others. Such accusations have been around at least since the 1990s, when a film called The Clinton Chronicles, produced by Larry Nichols and promoted by Reverend Jerry Falwell, accused Bill Clinton of multiple crimes, including murder. The conspiracy theory has been debunked. They always have to put that in there. It has been debunked.
Oh, it has not been.
Just like Dinesh D'Souza's movie.
Lie.
How has it been debunked? Can we see how it's been debunked?
Lie.
How do you debunk it? It's
Lie.
impossible
Lie.
to debunk it. But okay, let's see what you're trying to do.
Lie.
Let's see how you debunk it. Besides just putting on there, debunk. Oh, it's debunked. And dumb motherfuckers, your liberal dumb fuck friends, will believe it.
Yep.
Because they're fucking dumb.
Idiots. Yep.
They're dumb. They're fucking dumb. They've been dumbed down for so long. So long. Because they believe in science. Mm-hmm. They believe in science. They believe in science. The science of whatever they tell me. Whatever the institution tells me, I believe.
Not me. Not me.
Uvalde police told to stand down for at least 77 minutes. As to not even open the door. As to not even open the door. For 77 minutes they were told to stand down. Now I got this off the Steve Bannon website, or not website, sorry, the telegram. I hope it's really his, but 77 minutes as to not even open the door as shooter opened fire, killing 19 children and 2 adults. The circulating theory is that they were told to stand down from the very top. This otherwise makes no sense. The shooting needed to take place for them to take our guns, folks. So that we know.
Okay. So make me understand something. Many other people, average Joes and Janes who own a firearm, you can run an FBI check on them all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night. When did they ever have family members inclined to go shoot up a school? Or shoot up a movie theater? Or shoot up a nightclub? Or shoot up a church? Or shoot up a supermarket? Okay? How come, ask yourselves this, ladies and gentlemen, how come you don't ever see a mass shooting up in a police station? How come you don't ever see a mass shooting in a bank? How come you don't ever see a mass shooting? And when they first started this crap, and I'm old enough to remember this too, it was in a McDonald's restaurant in St. Yves, California. And that's when they were talking about going postal because people were doing shit in the post offices all over the country. How come you don't ever see them shoot 'em ups in the post office no more? How come you don't ever see any one of them in a security firm? Or in a law firm? In Wall Street? Where else? A police station, like I mentioned. A high place of security. 4, a hospital. 5, a courthouse. A law firm. How come you don't ever see that happening? How come and never on a state capitol building? How come that don't happen either? No. It's always someplace, a supermarket that what? Oh, people on the right are gonna think of yeah, let's go hit up a supermarket. Like, for what? And what is wrong with you? People don't do that. No, they're too busy out there working and slaving for a fucking dollar to be worried about, I gotta do a shoot 'em up because I want to go and screw around people with their Second Amendment. No. Never in my wildest dreams would I even begin to think of something to do like that. And you think that kind of a shoot 'em up? Okay, then if you're worrying about trying to take the guns out of legal people's hands, how come you're not worried about taking the fucking guns out of the people illegally having them? How come we're not even talking about Chi-Town that basically it turned into Chirac or Chicago Stan is what my son would say. It is shooting Wild Wild West over there. New York City, same thing. So, excuse me, but people who legally went through the proper channels, here's another thought. If we're such criminals, how come you don't see the criminals doing a shoot 'em up in a supermarket, in a bowling alley, school, church, club, an amusement park? What's next? An amusement park? Shh. Unbelievable. Back to Nino. Let me quit this gabbing before this is getting too long as it is. Not that I mind, but you make, so.
That we know. Funny how I don't know, man. The coincidence, I don't know. I don't. Too many coincidences, man. It's mathematically impossible. Every time Beto runs, and it just happens in Matthew McConaughey's hometown, where now he's getting lobbyists to go after everyone's guns. I don't know. You can't convince me. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm sure it doesn't make sense for a lot of you either. It just doesn't to me. It doesn't. I'm having a guest on today on ninoscorner.tv. On ninoscorner.tv, a guest, Mike. Fuck, I forgot his last name. But Mike knew the guy that killed the shooter. Okay, the guy that within had his head grazed. That guy's coming on my show. He's coming on my show today. Who knows the guy? So let's see. This is not from the guy, but it's one of his good friends. So let's hear what he has to say. It'll be interesting to to say the least. Judge orders GOP candidate for governor to surrender his guns.
What?
Michigan Republican candidate for governor Ryan Kelly will have to surrender his guns while he is awaiting trial on misdemeanor criminal charges in connection to the J6 U.S. Capitol breach, according to a judge's ruling issued Thursday. U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Merriweather made the ruling even as Kelly's attorney argued he needs to carry a concealed weapon for self-defense as he makes campaign appearances in Michigan.
Precisely.
Local media reported the judge also said Kelly cannot leave the state while awaiting trial and has to surrender his passport.
I wouldn't do it. And that would be precisely the reason why you're running for governor.
This article I want to read to you guys.
This is sick.
Is liberal propaganda. They're starting to put this shit out there for the liberals, so they'll have some kind of like
meat to chew on, exactly.
In their arguments,
you know,
so that when you tell them like, hey, Second Amendment, blah blah blah, you start going into it with them. They're like, oh, hold on there. I have an article right here. Hold on, just wait 1 second. Long ago, Texans weren't allowed to own pistols without a judge's approval. So, in fact, owning a pistol without a judge's approval was a crime in Texas for nearly 30 years.
So, it was nearly 30 years. It was overturned.
I stories on liberal syndicates because I got to know what's feeding them. What's going into their little feeble minds.
Yep.
What's going into the little minds of theirs.
Yep.
What's going in there?
Yep.
I want to see what's going in there. What are they thinking? Let me go play in there.
Oh, God, I don't want to know what they're thinking. Right. That's one dark corner I don't want to see.
Pistol unless said purchaser has secured from a justice of peace county judge or district judge in the county of his or her resident a certificate of good character, said the law, which was enacted in 1931.
What?
A person who got a pistol without a character reference could be found guilty of a misdemeanor. This is the shit they read, and they're going to come back and go, look, it says right here. It says right here. Right there. Right there.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. I know, right? A total... Unbelievable.
White House aims to shut down ammunition sales.
Yeah. Go ahead.
White House aims to shut down ammunition sales while Dems claim to engage in good faith gun talks.
And the IRS picked up $700,000 worth of ammo. Why they need it?
In northwestern Missouri, a major government-owned ammunition plant is now facing closure by the Biden administration. While Democrats claim to engage in talks on bipartisan gun legislation in good faith, the White House is aiming behind the scenes to shut down nationwide ammunition sales. In northwestern Missouri, a major government-owned ammunition plant is now facing closure as the Biden administration escalates its war on American gun owners.
People are going to find a way, Nino. Prison rules, remember?
Prison. I hate having to bring bad news. I hate it. But we all got to know what's going on here. I researched thoroughly when I put together my reports. I'm getting better at this, I think. I think I'm getting better at this. Everybody I interview, folks, you see. Look, I'm your voice, honestly. The way I see this, folks, my job is to be your voice.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Guess what? So the way I see it, folks, is I try to be. I mess up. I make mistakes. No
so do I.
I'm a human being.
Aren't we
all?
all?
I have a lot of flaws. God knows I have a lot of flaws.
Aren't we all?
But at least I have a backbone, and I have the balls to do what I'm doing, and I just try to put together the best resources I can. I scour the internet.
Come on now.
I look for stuff, and I find stuff, and I talk to a lot of people, I think, that have their hands on the pulse, that have their fingers on the pulse, and I bring them to you, and you vet them.
Yep.
You vet them, folks.
Yep.
So I bring the guests on my show to the public, to you.
Yep.
And I try to ask the questions you want me to ask.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most honest thing I can do. There's no honesty in journalism anymore.
Nope.
I think maybe like Laura Logan, that's about it. There's not many like her. But I just do my best to bring you the best material I can so you guys can formulate your opinion. That's all I can promise you.
Right.
I don't know any more than any of you or any less than any of you. I just know the guests I bring, I find to come on my platform so you guys can vet them yourself. And that's as honest as I can do it. And at Nino's Corner.tv, that's what I do. That's what I do. That's where I keep my fringe content. Putin lambasts the West and declares the end of an era of a unipolar world. Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared the end of the era of the unipolar world in a combative speech. Of course, this is from CNN.
Combative speech. Combative speech. You see what I'm saying?
International Economic Forum on.
You see what I'm saying? Combative speech. What do you mean combative speech? But if somebody CNN agreed with, made the same speech, a strong, stunning speech, a courageous speech, an unprecedented. It's all about word choice to bend your mind one way or the other. And like Nino said, trust your judgment, people. Trust your judgment, even with me. If you resonate, great. If not, that's fine too. But trust your own judgment and do your own research, as well as be discerning. Not so much do your own research as in being discerning. Because if I tell you, if I heard it once, I heard it 50 fucking million times. Do your own research. Do your own research. DYOR, DYOR. I'm like, what about discernment? Y'all nutheads ever think about that? And back to what he was saying too. I'm flawed. Every one of us are. But no lie. Got a backbone. Got a backbone of galvanized steel. And when you're an albino, you kind of have to. Got a backbone of galvanized steel and balls bigger than I should have. But frankly, what I stand for, I'm standing on God's truth. I'm standing on the Creator's logic and reason and sound purpose and usefulness. And anybody got a problem with that? No problem. We can part friends and I'll pray for you anyway. Or stick around and continue to know more. So if you want to, please guys, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And hey, I'd love to hang out with you. So let's be friends, darlings. Subscribe. If you like, share, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And by the way, go buy me a coffee if you don't mind. But I prefer tea. Visit the link in the show notes. And we're right back to Nino because it's gotten long enough.
Economic Forum on Friday. When they won the Cold War, the U.S. declared themselves God's own representatives on Earth. People who have no responsibilities, only interests. They have declared those interests sacred. Now it's one-way traffic, which makes the world unstable, Putin told the audience. The much-hyped speech was delayed by more than 90 minutes because of a massive cyber attack. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told journalists in an impromptu conference call that the speech was postponed due to distributed denial of service, DDoS, a DDoS attack on the conference's systems. Basically, Putin's declaring victory.
His prerogative.
And I thought I'd bring a little comedy for you. I mean, it's never fun to laugh at someone's accidents.
It depends on who it is.
But when it's Biden, it's fucking hilarious.
All day. All day. Him falling off that bicycle? Shit.
Oh boy, President Joe Biden fell off his bicycle.
Yeah, okay.
On Saturday as he approached a group of members of the public during a ride in the state park.
Oh man, yep. That shit was hilarious.
How do you say this? Rehoboth, Delaware, with the White House saying that the president is fine. He's fine. Following the spill. Okay.
In that fall, that wasn't no 80-year-old leg. I'm sorry. And my husband's an avid cyclist, and he's in his early 60s.
Bikes are dangerous. Let's take away all bikes.
Yeah, right?
You guys with me on that one?
Exactly.
Let's just take away bikes.
Exactly.
The president can hurt himself on a bike. I think everyone needs to stop riding their bike right now. Right now.
I got banged up on a bike pretty good, and I still ride.
How is this guy...
I know.
How is this guy?
I know. I know, brother. I know.
How did this happen? How
Yep.
did this happen?
I know.
Hollywood's economic Armageddon looms. Hollywood's economic Armageddon looms. Hollywood's dead. Hollywood is dead. I think it's been. I think celebrities are a thing of the past. I think when they have that icon appeal, like a Madonna, like a Michael Jackson, like an Elvis. I think the only one existing now is like a Tom. There's a few. There's Tom Cruise. There's a few other ones, but I think for the most part, it's the death of the celebrity. It's the death of Hollywood.
Thank God.
It's just like, how much can you sell your soul?
Thank you.
People are waking up to this. We
Yep.
all see it now.
Thank you.
It's pathetic.
Yep.
And just to gain some kind of clout, some superiority in this third dimensional realm, they sell their souls. It's the way I see it. It's the way I see it. The first recession of the streaming era could be here, with layoffs only the beginning. Hosts Janice Min, Richard Rutherford, and Tatiana Siegel are joined by new anchor contributor Sean McNutty. Is it really McNutty? Of the Wake Up newsletter to discuss the first likely recession of the streaming era. Which, if it were to happen, would further royal companies already getting pounded by Wall Street, and in the case of Netflix, subscriber losses.
Yep.
McNutty, is that really his name, McNutty? Or maybe I'm just not seeing it right. Oh, McNulty.
McNulty. Oh, yeah, McNutty.
McNulty references the last recession following the 2008-2009 collapse of the financial markets. It was pre-streaming and HBO was the dominant premium player at that time. HBO really never saw a big hit in the recessions. But that was in the ecosystem of cable TV, where it was a lot harder to cancel your HBO. Says McNulty, a former executive at HBO and Charter.
Yep.
Now you can literally cancel at the click of a button on your remote. I think we haven't seen too much subscription decline yet, but I think by the end of 2023, this will be very interesting. So he says a huge decline is coming, a recession of streaming services is coming.
Yep.
I don't know. For me personally, okay, I've been watching a little bit of Netflix, and I've been watching Love on the Spectrum. I don't mean to laugh, but I've never felt so awkward watching two people date in my life than Love on the Spectrum. Whew. And they fall in love immediately. You know, they all fall in love with each other immediately.
Right.
Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
Love on the Spectrum. Oh, I think I've dated some women that need to be on there. Oh, maybe I need to be on there.
Dude, you need to get a woman. You seriously need to get a woman. You men do not do well by yourselves.
Blake Lemoine says Google's Lambda AI faces bigotry. Blake Lemoine says Google Lambda AI faces bigotry. So, in an interview with Wired, the engineer and priest elaborated on his belief and priest. I don't know why they threw that in there. But this is all propaganda. This is why I put it out there as propaganda, to make their liberal friends go, well, AI, they have feelings too.
Oh,
okay?
Of course they do.
Your AI, they have to, we need to treat them like people.
Okay.
That's what they're doing. They're conditioning you.
Yeah.
They're throwing articles like this out to slowly condition you.
Mm-hmm.
For dumb people. Dumb people fall for this. And I'm an avid reader. I believe everything I read. I read a lot. You read a lot, but you're reading misinformation.
Right.
That's dumb shit.
Right. Discernment, stupid. Discernment.
They don't see inside the matrix. And that's why you are here. On Nino's Corner. I'm helping you break out of it. I saw through the bullshit since I was a kid. Since I was a kid. My first grade teacher, it was a kindergarten teacher. My kindergarten teacher when I was in class The very first day, I remember my dad left me at. This is what started me off to hate school, and I can pinpoint it to the very first fucking day. First day in kindergarten, Miss Ruth. I still remember your name, bitch. Miss Ruth. My dad dropped me off at kindergarten. I started crying. I was crying. I saw my dad leave. I said, what the hell? Where did he drop me off? He forsaken me. My dad has forsaken me. Dropped me off in the kindergarten class. And I guess I was young for my age. I was a year early. They put me in a year early, which I don't think they should have done.
No.
Anyway, I started crying and bawling, and then my dad leaves, and I start crying and bawling even more. And what did the teacher do? Instead of consoling me, she hit my hand with a ruler and put me in the corner.
Oh.
And that marked the beginning of an illustrious career in school. That's when it all started. That's when I knew, like, I fucking hate this place. And that's how it started for me. In an interview with Wired, the engineer and priest elaborated on his belief that the program is a person and not Google's property. So now he's saying, no, AI is not even Google's property. It's a person.
Oh, please.
It's a person.
Oh, please.
It has its own thought process. It has its own consciousness.
Nope.
It has a heart.
No,
it
doesn't.
has feelings.
No, it doesn't.
And let me tell you, many people out there, I almost feel like the true war is against AI. And I think they've been here all the time. I don't think it's just happening. I think this is, I almost think sometimes, like I woke up one morning and this thought occurred to me, like, I just pictured AI like a parasite, just traveling through the universe, intercepting galaxies, eating the galaxies up, and then moving on to the next, and then moving it on to the next, moving on to the next, fighting for their existence, fighting for their existence. That'd be a cool movie. All right, in what the fuck news?
Yep.
In what the fuck news, everybody? This is a good one. UK troops filmed having an orgy.
What?
Barracks barred from NATO deployment. So hundreds of British paratroopers were banned from a NATO deployment after video surfaced of an orgy with a civilian woman in the barracks that had some soldiers watching on, according to reports. 8 paratroopers serving in the UK's 16th Air Assault Brigade were under police investigation over a video of them having sex with a civilian woman, not women. One woman?
Wait. Wait.
Who had been
One female for all those dudes? Oh, carry on.
snuck into the Merville barracks in Colchester. It was revealed earlier this month. The woman had been snuck into the barracks as many as 31 times. She's been snuck into the barracks 31 times over the past 5 months, getting gangbanged, according to the Times of London. Wow.
You know, not for nothing, but lucky her. Lucky her. Okay. We'll keep this short because we've got another on the broadcast for him to go. Another 5 minutes to go. And over here, I'm going to try to make it another 5, quit running my mouth because you don't heard me enough. Anyway, we're going into hour and 20 on this deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Gemini, like I said. So I'm like a bee when it comes to boys, and I am completely boy crazy. And a little bit of girl crazy too. Yes, I'm bi. And might as well come out. And I'm coming out now. I am bisexual, and I'm proud of it. But that said, ladies and gentlemen, since I'm 5 years old, I've wanted to look at the boys like you wouldn't even know. And getting an opportunity to have more than one at the same time, but consenting adults naturally, and a female with 2 dudes, or a dude with 2 chicks, or 3 of the same, either side, Hey. So, in her defense, maybe she was getting it. Maybe she was lonely. Maybe she needed it. You know the dudes in the barracks need it. And even though homosexuality and the stigma of it isn't like it was in the 1920s back in the day in Britain and in Europe in overall, there's still a stigma attached where you have that many guys in the same barracks doing one another like that. Yeah, that's going to be looked upon shamefully. Whereas one female, taking orders from all of them, okay? Whoa, indeed. So I can't fault her for something like that, especially we don't know the circumstances why X, Y, and Z for her and what we know about the guys. But I was boy crazy since I'm fucking 5 years old. And the first time when I went to school, because I went to nursery school, which they called preschool back in the day. It was nursery school. I was 4 years old. I was fine. I didn't cry. I didn't get scared. I didn't even blink an eye. I said, yeah, let's go. Let's go. And my mother left me. I'm like, okay, what are we playing with? What's up? What's up? I was completely confident. I loved school. I loved learning. But like Nino, I hated everything about the conformity of school. And my first... It's funny as shit when he said, yeah, I remember your name, bitch. Okay, I've had everybody has had one of them teachers. Everybody. I did. Dina Birnbaum. Yep, I remember your name too, bitch. She and I disliked each other on sight. First time we put eyes on each other, we were like, oh, nope, not happening. Oh, yeah, this one's going to be a problem. Oh, yeah, this bitch is going to be a problem. And that's what we thought about the other one. Okay? And I didn't give a shit that she thought that about me and vice versa. And when you have a New York City Teachers Union contract, that's why. Anyway, I remember this one incident clear as a bell. And yes, I completely put it all on me, but she provoked me into it. And I told them that. And she faced disciplinary action as I got in trouble. So I'm like, bitch, you gonna take me down? Then I'm gonna take your ass down with me. It seems as though at the time I didn't know, because I was in special ed, what they called it back in the day, where the special kids like me, quote unquote, because I was an albino, you see. Oh, she's an albino? Oh, she's got sight problems? More money. I'm like, yeah, you. Okay. Anyway, it turned out she was giving me a different math test than she was giving everybody else. So she could give me an excuse that, oh, you failed your math test. You can't go on a school trip. I'm sorry. You're going to have to get your mother's permission if you want to do that. And she deliberately set me up. Because here's what happened. I get my math test, and we're regularly getting math tests, and I was getting 78s and 64s and 73s and 80s, and I would study like crazy because I loved learning, and especially mathematics. And she was like, and all the other kids in the room were like getting 80s, 85s, 84s, 81s, 79s, 89s, 99s, 100s. I maybe scored 2 100s in a 13-week period, and I'm like, wait a minute. And everybody else is getting 4, 5, 6. And both my mother and I could not understand what my problem was, even though I was doing the work like everybody else. Turned out, somebody told me on the low, wait a minute, let me see your test. And looked at my test and said, yo, H, I'm not telling you my real name, my former real name. I don't want to associate it with bigotry, that's why. Another story for another time. H, yo, what's up with your test? Why did I get a 76? And you got the same test? We compared notes. He had a completely different test than I did. And I'll give one particular example. His was a question that we both got right, but it was 2 different questions. Okay? One question was, the Wilson family, all three members of the Wilson family drank 36 gallons of milk in 3 days. How many gallons of milk did each Wilson family member drink? That was the question on my test. Say, I'm making it up. Then there was another question on another boy's test that said, Billy and Joey run their scooters every day after school for 5 weeks. Billy does his 2 weeks longer than Joey did his. How many weeks did Joey did his scooter practice compared to how many weeks did Billy do his scooter practice? So I looked at another kid's test. Another kid, same question, Joey and Billy. I looked at a third kid's test. Same question, Joey and Billy. That one the kid got wrong. I looked at a fourth kid's test. This one had different names on it, Jimmy and Billy. I'm like, but mine had but then I also looked at the tests, all of them. Each one of those kids' tests were easier than mine was. Even though we had the same math work, even though we had the same class and everything, hers, or she would mark me off for the writing, or it was sloppy, or the blah blah. In other words, she was throwing me curveballs when she was throwing everybody fastballs. This set me up on purpose so that I couldn't go on trips or whatever because she didn't like me. So I figured it out, and there was one trip I wanted to go on, and she knew it. Hayden Planetarium. I said, bitch, yeah, stop my ass from going. Watch me if I don't go. Oh, you failed the test. I'm sorry, you can't go. Oh, yeah, okay. I forged my mother's name. Sure did. Sure did. Do I regret it now? A little bit, because I probably should have covered my tracks a little better. But I perfected her handwriting like you wouldn't even believe, and wrote it in such a way. She said, you know what? Okay, I'll let you go. And my mother thought I was in school. Birnbaum saw the note. Yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and let you go. I enjoyed the best damn planetarium show I could ever see. I'm like, you know what? Oh, yeah. Let me just look up into the cosmos. Let me just leave my troubles behind for a little while. I get back to the school. We need to see you in the office. I'm like, okay, I know what this is about. I was still nervous, though, but I didn't know if my game was going to work. So, you forged your mother's name? Yeah. How come you were giving me harder math tests than you were giving everybody else? When did you find this? What are you talking about? No. Don't flip this back on me. How come when my mother was called into the office and with me and whatever, and I'm sitting there sulking and everything else, I'm like, yeah, Ma, you want to know why I forged your name? Because this bitch was throwing off my math tests when everybody else was getting, high 70s, 80s, 90s, and 100s, and I was barely scraping by. You want to explain that one, Birnbaum? Yeah, that's right. I remember your name, bitch. And to end this on a beautiful note, when I'm 7 years old, my first big word I learned how to spell, nonconformist. Okay, so what's that tell you? And I literally was slicking and slick. And you fuck with a kid, trust and believe, ladies and gentlemen. You fuck with a kid. Any other time you do that, they will find a way to get your ass back. Bet on it. Bet on it, bet on it, bet on it. Back to Nino. And again, hit that subscriber button. Please like and share if you want to enjoy more videos like this. And there will be shorter ones, I promise you that. But back to Nino. And thanks for hanging out. I love you guys so much. You can't even know. I'm really appreciative of you, more than I can say. Again, more than I can say. This Gemini loves you. And I'm thankful so much for y'all being here with me. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Back to Nino again.
Find out her name and number.
You sick ass.
Oh, boy. She can take a beating.
Stop it, Nino. Stop it, Nino. I don't think the girlfriend will like that.
I'm doing my best to bring you insight. I don't even call it the news anymore. I call it insight. The news today, the MSM, all that bullshit. It's there to keep you in
Yep.
the shoebox of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Keep you reactionary.
Yep.
They want to pull a reactionary response out of you. It's a tool being used for that.
Yep.
The only reason, the only function the mainstream media holds is to pull a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
If you're talking shit about CNN and not about Fox, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about.
But Fox News is junk anyway.
They're both the same thing.
Calling the election early for
One
Biden.
side is riling the troops. The other side riles these.
Their troops, right?
They're trying to instigate a war. Folks.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
And the best way to do it is problem, reaction, solution. The reaction tool is
More of a problem.
the mainstream media.
Yep.
Getting an emotional response out of you. Folks, this is an information war. That's what this is.
It is. Damn it,
And-
cat!
Like I've said many times before, I get invited to events. I get invited to a lot of events. I think the climate is so sensitive right now, at least for people like me. I don't trust anything. I have a hard time trusting anybody. And you can blame boxing for that. I've seen so many fucking friends and promoters and fellow fighters turn their back on me. I don't trust anybody. And you learn in the business of boxing as well, you see the shadiest of shady fucking people.
Yep.
The shittiest of shit people are gravitate to boxing. It's the fleshmongers, flesh peddlers.
Yep.
It's no different than the prostitution business, whores and pimps. That's
Same
what
thing with the
boxing is.
publishing industry.
Whores and pimps. I was a whore.
Yep. And I wasn't gonna be their bitch.
And that's how I see the world now. I don't trust anybody. I've seen the worst of people, worst of people.
I refuse to, but maybe I have to go there. Another
I'm
topic.
probably
another
also
time.
going up at a border town. I think I'm gonna have a friend on, an Army Ranger buddy that grew up with me in El Paso, and we went to Juarez. Shit, man. And I'm gonna call it the Border Boys edition. Because folks, I want to, I do all this fringe stuff, but I want to go a little more mainstream with some of my podcasts, like I did with Nick Alviar, where I did a, Nick and Nino's podcast. I'm gonna keep doing the deep state stuff. I'm gonna keep covering it, but I'm also gonna pivot a little bit into the, the podcasting a little bit, just here and there, just so I can lighten up the mood. Because folks, doing this shit 3 times a week, believe me when I tell you, it's hard, man. This is not fucking easy. A lot of you think like, oh, he's got it made. He gets to go on. No, this is not easy. This is heavy shit. Even on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm putting together reports for the next day. So this is not easy. This is fucking hard. And it's very mentally draining. And it takes a toll on my soul. Like, I just want to enjoy my life. And then with that being said,
Yep.
I'm doing a broadcast Wednesday, but Friday I'm going fishing. I'm going fishing, and I'm going deep sea fishing with some buddies.
Cool.
And I'm going to try to enjoy myself. I'm going to try to shut off completely
Cool.
and just focus on catching fish.
Yep. Catch me a marlin.
With that being said, folks, I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting.
Yep. No, he's not. And same. I'm going to wrap this up with you in a little bit because, hey, we ran over more than I wanted to, but I hope y'all had a good time. I know I did. I love hanging out with you guys. What can I say? I'm a Gemini. I'm a chatty Cathy. I've always been all my life. And like he summed it up beautifully. When you get sucked into that writing life and into that writing world, like he said with boxing, those who can't write gravitate to that industry because the industry keeps feeding with the, hey, future bestseller, hey, future New York, multimillionaire making 6 figures writing, hey, future novelist, hey, future this, and I'm like, no, nope. They attract the most shittiest of shitty writers that can't write worth squat, act like that their shit doesn't stink, and they, their self-awareness is nil, or the beautiful gems who want to be the beautiful gems on, talking to you on the low, but then turn around and put the face on because they have to put the face on for that clown world. And it is cutthroat. And how many of those people turn their backs on me for one reason or another? And I just had to keep plowing through. So while I don't agree with, don't subscribe to the same philosophy of his regarding humanity, and I don't trust anybody, there's a whole lot of credence to what he said. Me, I'm with my husband, and my children are grown and gone. There's only a few. There's not one soul in my world right now that's other than my husband in this dimension. My animals. Why? I'd rather tolerate animals over kids. I mean, not over kids. Animals over people these days. And dealing with the writing industry, unless I'm putting money in their pockets, they don't want dick to do with me. And they've more than once given me that in body language, in expression, in tone, in intonation, in action, in scenery, you name it. And I was too stupid to see it. Well, not stupid, but naively stupid. To honestly believe that these people had my best interest. No. That was ego talking. No. Now I'm looking out for me, but I mean it in a woo-woo connected chakra, intuition, heart, third eye, all that jazz. And like Nino said, on occasion, I'm going to lighten this up a little bit where you get to hear me sing sometimes. My husband and I will be bantering back and forth. We're just talking about nothing. This coming weekend, we are taking ourselves to in Drumore County here in Pennsylvania. To a little lake creek that's beautiful. You can go in that water. You can just sit and chill and hang the fuck out. That's what I plan to do this Sunday. I need to decompress from all of this shit, all things deep state, all things woo-woo, all things meditative, all things, hey, look, my soul loves what it's doing right now. It's bathed in purple light in a hotel room. And honestly, but my soul's like, we're supposed to be where we're supposed to be here. We are supposed to be here. Deal with it. And my human side says, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and deal with it and get my behind in water because that's where I love being. And in this upcoming different things in podcasts, you're going to have special content, different content, new content. I will read my manuscripts to you, my books to you, yes. But everybody's getting charged for it. Why not? I got to make a living. You got to make a living. Depends on what you like. Depends on what I like. Whatever resonates with you, hey, great. If not, I hope you find the ones that do. But those of you who have hung around here, please like, please subscribe, please share. Hit that notification bell. I can't wait to get to know you guys. My email is ghosthawk@gmail.com. Ghosthawk, GHOSTHAWKE @gmail.com. On Telegram, I'm at Ghost Rogue 1. Ghost Rogue 1. I don't know yet what I'm gonna be on. On Instagram. I guess I have to get an account now. God, I can't even. But on Gab, I'm at Maroon the Sleuth. And where I land on a blog, if I decide to do a blog, I love this video blogging way better than an actual writing one. I'd rather just, do expansive stuff on my writing and then be able to share with you and be able to talk, with you guys as if you're here in the room with me. And then to a degree you are. So I love what I'm doing. I embrace what I'm doing. I want to show you more of my talents in what I'm doing and what other ways to really help all of us, you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and all of you, to help us be the better beings, to be the better souls, to be the better consciousnesses together. Or consciousness and I don't know. I made up a word. Anyway, yeah. So, long and short, all of it, guys, I love each and every one of you. Again, this has gotten long enough. And I really appreciate just you being here. You know what? I'm probably just going to make this roll of the 2 hours. And I got another 26 minutes to go. So I'm just going to roll the 2 hours. To hell with it. So if you want, take a break. I know I can need one. I can get some water. I want to follow this up with my thoughts on just life in general, and wherever the conversation goes, it's going to go where it goes. You're having a good time, at least I hope you are. And oh yeah, you know what I can do? I can share my card reading that I got for you from the Wisdom in the House of Night by therein Reed and PC Cast. And I can share with y'all the reading that I did on myself recently. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So go ahead, and you know what? Take a break. I will be back in a little bit. And I hope y'all will soon join me. This is again, I'm Missy K. Clarke, your host for the Storyteller Gone Rogue podcast. And I don't know if I'm going to call it podcast or show, Storyteller Gone Rogue show. Ooh, I like that. Storyteller Gone Rogue show. That's kind of nice. Anyway, I might actually keep that. So, long and short, let's take a break. I'll be happy to join right back in 3, 2, 1. So, as promised, the more lighthearted side of the rest of this, the remainder of the show, and that's it. Okay, I'm standing at my Alexa Pure water filtration tower, and this guy is waiting for me to run the water. This is my cat Oscar, and he's a beautiful gray cat, 14 months old, and next week, in fact. I gotta clean your feet, and you stink. Jesus God, you stink. That's the only negative about having cats, ladies and gentlemen. When you have boy cats that refuse to wash themselves, oh boy, it's a chore. A never-ending one, too. But you love them, you do what you can for them. They keep the vermin at bay, that's for sure. And my husband and I plan on getting oh no you don't. You'll be back up here. I'm not opening this for you. I'm opening this for my edification. Anyway, we plan on getting the animals a pet fountain. You ever seen them water fountains, the animal fountains, when they, it's constantly running water so that it keeps the bugs out? It not only keeps the bugs out, but it also entertains the animals and what they, trying to bat water, trying to get it when, like, sunlight reflects on it and shit. So we want to do that for them, and I had heard about that. And it would definitely give them something to do and something to look at and what have you. And that noise you also hear is the drum solo of him being in his cat box. So at the same time, you hear this rustling of plastic, which I do apologize for. It might be a little bit rough on your headphones if you're hearing things. He is chirruping at me, waiting for me to fill my water bottle, but right now I gotta tend to one junior's feet. And it's disgusting that he has never learned how to wash his feet. And I don't know how long. Come here, you. No, not you, dog. I'm talking about your friend, the cat. Oh, darn it. All right. He ran off, but he'll be back, because I gotta fill my water canteen anyway. Don't brrr me. Okay. So, yeah. Sometimes you're going to see segments like these of cats, we're having, funny cat videos. And why not? Add to the memes that are already on this channel. And why not add a few more? My husband earlier this evening was to the tune of Donna, literally on WXPN, playing Donna Summer's "I Feel Love," and he was moving to the beat of the song, cradling the cat, and the cat didn't mind it. That was the most peculiar thing, and it was my female cat Socks. She loved it. She loved it for all the world. And here's our boy Oscar, and I finally got him to go clean his feet. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mama's cleaning your feet as we speak. Because you stink, my friend. And I'm tired of you smelling like this all over my floors. Don't nobody want to smell your stinky. That's not fine. That's not nice and that's not fair. And I keep telling you that. As long as your feet keep stinking, I'm going to keep wiping them. So, yeah, my husband was bouncing around with the cat to the rhythm of I Feel Love. I wanted to videotape that so bad. So we're going to end up doing, more lighthearted things of like funny cat videos. And, sometimes when you hear him chirping in the background, that's him. And he'll be 14 months old this coming Saturday. No, next Saturday. Actually, you're 14 months old then. You're 14 months old then. Oscar's 14 months old then. And so is your sister too. So, yeah, look at this guy. Anyway, yeah, there's nothing over here for you. There's nothing over here for you, but I gotta do your box again now because it stinks like your piss. Oh, that's the one thing, ladies and gentlemen. You get a boy cat, new to him, but I want to breed this guy in a small space like this, and I don't have much by way of deodorizing cat stink. Oh, I wish there was a pet thing that I could find. And speaking of pet thing that I could find, and I will wrap it up with this point. Catherine Edwards had a beautiful podcast show on regarding pets, and turns out they do pick up on everything you do. And the best thing you can do for your pet is to give it an indoor cat. If you happen to have an indoor cat, because most cats are not indoor, they're outdoor. They're hunters by nature because look what they came from. Same thing with dogs. Dogs, however, get walked outside and get to run around outside. Indoor cats don't really get to. And that's how come, if you ever notice your indoor cats, ladies and gentlemen, and they sit by the window, they want to be up high and they want to be outside. Makes sense, right? So get them grounding or earthing pads. You can plug them into the wall and they could scratch on it like catnip, and you put some catnip on it and they'll be attracted to it and they'll get themselves over there. I am so stoked to get my cats an earthing pad because when dogs walk on the earth, they get grounded all the time. Dogs and cows and chickens and horses and all other, outside animals. But cats, indoor cats, and my only regret is trying to get these two to go outside on a leash to get them used to the outdoors so they can get into earthing. And I would hold them on a little leash, but I don't want to yank them by their collars. So it's been a bitch trying to find for them a harness to get their little bodies in so they can get on the ground and walk around and feel the ground under their feet. And they're with our dog to help them transition and get used to that. So I'm excited to be able to find this. At the same time, one of the reasons why I'm sharing this content, so I'm an author and I'm excited to share my books with you. I'm excited to share my characters with you. In the world I built, but they're more than just characters. They're actual, real individuals because the industry is always beaten into our brains. Make them compelling, make them 3D, make them X and Z and Y and B and, whatever. And we do. And then they take on lives of their own. And I'm thrilled to be able to get to introduce to you the McGinnis Pedregon case books, as well as for some of you, the Threesome of Magic Mysteries, including one of the McGinnis characters, and yours truly as a character in the series. Yes. It's a blast to write myself into a story. It's so cool to be, physically, to be a character in something I'm creating. And Mark Twain did that. And when he did it, toward the end of his life, that is, as he lay dying, he was hanging out with Tom and Huck. Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, for those of you in Rio Linda. He was hanging out with Tom and Huck. And when he was hanging out with Tom and Huck, I'm like, yo. And when he did that one particular cartoon, which Saber Spark covers all the time, he covered that one particular Mark Twain cartoon with when they were in a spaceship, and it was really, really well done. Clay animation or claymation. It was well done. And he had the characters on there, Tom, Huck, and I think Becky, and then another kid from another period in time. And Mark Twain was the captain of this balloon spaceship. And you need to see the movie. It is mind-bending. It is mind-blowing. Same thing with the Phantom Toll Booth. See that. Wow, 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 wow. And that's what I'm talking about, creativity, ladies and gentlemen. That because you know I am far from a conformist, and I'm never going to be. I'm a rebel, I'm a rogue, I'm a nonconformist, black sheep, maverick, whatever the hell you want to call me. I'm just being me. I'm fucking me. Okay? Well, not literally fucking me, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to fucking continue to be me. And this is what you get. And you're going to get a kaleidoscopic storyteller gone rogue. Because it doesn't have chapters, it doesn't have a beginning, it doesn't have an end. It's kind of like what I may do is literally even put my memoir strictly on audiobook. That y'all have something to hear. And because where we're all going, and some of you know this, we won't even need all these devices. We'll be able to just communicate with one another through our thoughts or energies or hearts or souls or whichever. And you can't get more not only technically advanced than that, but cosmically linked than that. And Twain was on to something. Just like Heinlein was on to something. So was Tolkien. So was Asimov, Bradbury, and the pièce de résistance. I had that off in my shit. C.S. Lewis, and there was another one. I mentioned Twain, Heinlein. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Right. All of these authors I've read, all of them have told some little snippet of another about, did you ever wonder about, out in their works, somewhere. They always did it, and they had the balls to do it. But you didn't know it until you read deeper and deeper and deeper past the written word. And you really digested and took in each and every book that each and every work that they've done. Why? Terry Brooks of the author Sometimes the Magic Works always said that reading slows your brain way down because it is the cheapest but the most effective entertainment in history. It slows your mind and your body and your soul way down so that you literally throw yourself into that world that other creator built for your enjoyment. You come back changed, learned, the story, the stain of the story still with you and a part of you. And that's how come Downton Abbey works so fucking well. No lie. It is about the writing. You don't hem in the author or the creator or the sculptor or the painter or the cartoonist or the illustrator or the animator, whomever, or the acoustic or the beautiful guitarist, magician in music in which, if he were here right now. Anyway, well, he is here, but you know what I'm saying. In this dimension. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, don't hem in anybody. Don't. Within reason. Let them create within the box. Say, like, if they have, like, only a mirror to work with, okay, but you only have to work within these parameters, but you can design anything you want and you're not breathing over their shoulder. What are you doing? No. Let them be. Let their minds go. Let them just think about what they have to put within the constraints of a X. You see what I mean? And I did that when I was 19 years old in a kindergarten school aide in Page, Arizona. Population 5,504 when my family got there. No, 5,605 when my family got there. From Queens, New York when I'm 14. Shell shock. Another story, another time. Anyway, when you're in the constraints of making a poster or a wall, you get real creative real quick. Or as the expression goes, balls to the wall. Hey, you pull something like a rabbit out of your hat that you had no idea where the hat came from, let alone where the rabbit came from. So you like, oh, okay, all right, I got something, and then you just let your thoughts go, and then you're in the zone. And when they call that in the zone, that, my darlings, is what they call the woo-woo universe. That, my darlings, is where the story gets good. That, my friends, is where these people are living, breathing entities of you. How come Harry Potter was so fucking successful? Minus the cons and minus the dress up and all that other stuff. The story stuck with you. Because you became to care for these people like you care for yourself. Not somebody making a profit. Not somebody, trying to make a buck off your ass. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about in creating that art. You don't do it for the dollar. Yes, it might be the business, but you know something? Appreciate the created, not because you want to make a buck out of it. And that's not what I'm here to do. And that's not why I'm going to slave myself to the current publishing industry that stands today. Hell no. It ain't what you write. It's who you fucking know. It's not about the story. It's how much ass you can kiss. It's what level are you willing to go to in order to go to another level? In other words, what are you willing to do in order to get what you really, really want? That is why this podcast will always serve the Lord Jesus Christ. I will never, ever turn my back on Jesus. That's not happening. And if I would ever do that, got too many family members ready to snatch my ass bald-headed and jumping out of their mausoleums looking for my behind. You gonna do what? No, I'm not. Yeah. No, you're not. And then they get right back where they're supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? So, if this ain't the show for you, move on right along. I'm going to pray for you. We can part friends. But if this show is for you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you. And in the last 8 or so minutes or so we got here, kids, what funny ass story can I tell in 5 minutes? What can I tell? I couldn't even tell you. I don't know. Maybe, I'm going to put it on my TV, see what music is on. Yeah, so, maybe if I don't have anything else to say, because my mouth is getting kind of dry, and I've already had dinner. So, let's see what's on the TV to see, or what music is on the music channel. And, we shall see what we shall see. Sorry for the buzz. I was shaking on my flashlight to find out where my television remote is. Oops. Hold on, I gotta pause. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that I have been well watered and took care of my midnight chores of sifting the cat box and animals being bathroomed, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. I'm listening to a beautiful song by Crosby, Stills, and Nash called If Anybody Had a Heart. And I'd rather be able to share that with you, but since the YT algorithms would pick up and probably torpedo my channel, let's not. You can go look it up on Spotify or wherever you happen to be finding you're fond of your streaming music devices. And let me just give some commercial shout outs because no unofficial sponsors will go left out. Guys, thanks again for being here. This is great. I love talking, obviously. And if you can go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel, because I only got a little 4. Can I get to 10? Anyway, thanks for being here. I'm Missy K. Clarke. Find everything you need to know in my podcasts or the shows coming up. It'll be oracles and tarot reading and astrology and a little astronomy and, like Nino said, more insight than news, because news is an acronym for North, South, East, West. Didn't know that. Maybe some of you maybe know that, some of you maybe haven't. In either event, guess what else is an acronym? L-A-W, law. You think that's a word? Oh, it's a word, but it doesn't mean what you think it means. It's actually an acronym for land, air, and water. I'm going to leave you with that little bit of homework for you to follow up on. And go ahead and leave any comments, thoughts, opinions. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Apologies for streaming just kind of like on the fly like this, because generally I don't write notes. So the things I want to talk about are partly current events woven in with the woo-woo, woven in with logic and reasoning and philosophical spins and commentary and snark and bullshit and whatever. And it's just a patchwork quilt of it works, right? So I'm trying to sew together everything and make it seamless and make it work. But thanks for being there. Thanks for being patient with me. Thank you so very much for just your love, your support, your encouragement, your prayers. Keep praying for me. Please keep praying for me, because if, thank you. I thank you in advance. But if you don't want to, that's great. And think of me with well wishes. That's even better, just as good. I wouldn't say even better. Prayers are better, but well wishes just as good. At least your heart's in the right place, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And at the end of the day, okay, well, if your heart's not in the right place, and I'll have the protection so that I won't get hit by that whammy. And who wants that, right? So, until next time, I guess I'll be hanging out here for a little bit. And you guys go get some sleep wherever you are. Go get to work wherever you are. Go be at your kid's birthday party wherever you are. And it's going to be some fun times to do, hang out, chill, down times. And yeah. So since my side of the universe is usually powering down right about this time, I'm going to get on out of here. Thanks again for hanging out with me. You guys rock. Again, my name is Missy K. Clarke, M-I-S-S-Y-E, middle initial K like Kilo, and Clarke like Arthur C., unfortunately no relation. And that was the other one I was thinking of, Arthur C. Clarke. Unfortunately, no relation. Anyhow, have a great weekend wherever you happen to be. If we meet again sooner than later or later than sooner, I do not know. But it's been fun. It's been real. I can't wait to just do my own man on the street interviews with my husband and things like that. And just, following up on so much and so very much. But, yeah, glad to be hanging out with you, and, we'll catch one another again soon enough. Again, I'm going to be signing off from now on. Your girl's a Gemini. And guess what? Guys, she's Ghost. In 3, 2, 1.